Got another one on. Crappie are hitting the rattle traps right up here along the dam. And that's the biggest one yet. The other two were just noticeably smaller. Whoa, little guy. I know there's a lot of crappie eaters out there, but they go back in the water if I catch them. This feels like a better fish. Biggest one yet, maybe. The other three had been crappie. This is the only fish that's put out much of a fight. Seen him a couple times. He's not all that big, but he's not floating on the top. Oh heck, I'm tangled in my other line. And another crappie it is. And he's hooked a little bit rotten. Hooked in the lip and in the side, so he might be an eater. That come out all right. Go right back in. That's number 4 on the day, and they are working on these rattle traps, silver with a little teal on top. This is my first day to be on the water this spring. My kids, they have just about worn me out with high school baseball and college baseball. Been at about 50 games throughout the spring. I've been hearing the walleyes biting a little bit off the rocks right before dark. I've been hearing that the sandbass, of course, they seem to always be biting. And I've heard that some people's catching some crappie, so I'm rigged up with 3 different setups. I've got a couple different poles out right there, and then I'm casting here. I've got some little fake minnows on here, and I'm casting close to the rocks with them, and then trolling about 1.4, 1.5 mile an hour, somewhere from about 10 to 15 foot depth is where I'm trying to stay. I'm getting a little close to the rocks right now. But so far I've got 4 on the board, turning them all loose unless I hook something bad. Walleye rodeo in mid-May of every year. Of course, the walleye is the main thing people try and come over and catch, but there'll be a whole bunch of fish tagged. If you're lucky enough to catch tag fish, you're going to get some kind of prize money. Every fish you turn in, your name's put in the drawing as well, for more opportunities to win some cash and prizes. I think they had $25,000 worth of tagged fish last year over here. I've caught a few tagged fish, but they've been after the walleye rodeo whenever it really didn't count. Well, you're going to have to take my word for it. I just caught another little crappie. Caught him on these little minnows, or they look like minnows. And of course tossed him back in. I was talking to some people there along the bank, and I forgot to make sure the camera was turned on. Bank fishermen all up along here. That man said he had caught 46 sandbass on Friday. We did have a rain yesterday. The wind's out of the north-northwest today, and a lot of times that does affect fishing for a day or two. I might be coming up on my buddy Mark Monk that's sitting right over here. If it is, I'm going to see if he'll jump in and go with me. He'll be the life of the party. And I see the game warden up in front of me. Looks like Blake Pearson. If you're fishing, I encourage you to be legal. Game wardens will check you. Mark Montrose, are you catching them? Are you catching them? You want to get in and go with me? You want to get in? Oh, I've been casting and trolling both. I'll pull up there close.
I don't think fish is worth the shit, but these have some fun.
That's right. That's right.
bitch.
Got her? All right. Garrett's team, since they made playoffs, they're going to go to Arkansas to play ball next Friday, and that's their graduation. Friday at Alva. So, long story short, he's not going to get to walk across stage. I don't know if he's got any size, but I do have another one on. Looks like another crappie the way he's floating. A little bit better fish than a couple of them I caught earlier. Whoa! He hooked himself all over the place. Both sides of it. Mark, I've been turning them all loose. If you want him though, you can have him.
That's fine.
That's fine, keep him, or that's fine, kick him loose?
Going back.
I don't want you to starve.
Well, I don't know how many packages of food on yesterday.
Okay.
And they feed black and white.
That one's a lot lighter colored than the ones I caught earlier.
Oh, I caught one the other day. Boy, he was just black.
Yeah, most of them I'd caught had been black. That's the 5th one on this pole. I believe this other pole's got one on it too.
Black on that little old lure.
Yep, that little rattle trap.
Huh.
Yep, this one's got one on it too.
That's weird as hell. Everybody's sitting there using minnows
Yeah.
and jigs for crappie and catching them out here on the dam.
Well, what I've found out
Right.
trolling, whenever I'm trolling real slow, just working my way along this bank, I'll catch crappie as long as I'm only going about 1.2 to 1.5. But if I get to going faster, I won't ever catch them.
On and off. Them guys down there, them Vietnamese guys, they was down there the other day. I was down a little ways from them. That old guy was catching damn crappie using minnows.
Yeah.
He was catching them just, I mean, he'd have it out there about a couple of minutes and he'd have one.
Yeah.
And he went like hell till he run out of minutes. That was it.
Yeah. Well, those little fake looking minnows that I had on, I did catch one with it so far, but it's been mainly those silver colored rattle traps.
They got, that guy was got this.
Oh boy, he does have a good stringer of fish.
Shit, I've seen stringers of fish this long pull up them damn little sandbass.
Yeah.
There's people that just go nuts over that thing.
Well, right before I got up there and picked you up, I had went by a guy sitting there and asked him if he was catching any. He said not a fish today, but he said he was here Friday and caught 46 sandbass.
It was like that last year.
Yeah.
And people just come down here and just big old huge stringers of sandbass. They weren't very big.
Right.
They're fun though. I mean,
Yeah. I'll take home a half a dozen of them every once in a while on those sandbass and eat. Other than that, we kind of got to catch something that we hook bad for me to take very many of them home. We eat them and we enjoy them, but I enjoy turning them loose just as much.
I'm inclined to let those bigger hybrids. I caught one that weighed almost 8. I turned it back.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm always thinking, well, maybe that sucker will grow, and maybe next year I'll catch him will weigh 12 or 14 or something.
They darn sure won't grow if they're in the frying pan. Mark is getting on the board. You need a net? Got you a sand bass. Maybe a little hybrid. I knew you'd be good luck, Mark.
Yeah, you've caught 2 crappie, Laura. I've been trying to catch crappie all day. You catch 2 crappie trolling.
Well, how about next one I catch, I'll let you reel in.
Yeah.
You get a big old hybrid on there, I'd like to reel it in though.
Yeah. Hell, I'm getting where I fish less and less out of the boat.
Yeah.
And I don't, it used to be I thought I had to be in the boat all the damn time. And I don't know what the hell happened.
Fish. Little sand bass. First little sandy for me. I guess that's what we've been going over. I kept seeing them on the screen. I just didn't know what they was. He's a little bitty fella.
Yeah. There's a lot of them kept like that size.
Yeah, I always wonder what somebody's doing when they're leaving here with a whole bucket full like that, but that's them, not me. Not enough meat. I got a bite right here too. Probably another little guy. Yep. He got probably a sore lip now. He come off. Well, I'm glad I seen you sitting there. It's been good visiting. Pretty evening.
Yeah.
Well, YouTube world, tell Mark Munkers goodbye, because we're running out of light, right, Mark?
Yeah.
And if you enjoyed what you watched, we'll be back at the Walleye Rodeo here in a couple weeks. I'll have all my new depth finders rigged up and be running the Active Target 2. Thanks for joining in.